Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect. You can run the computer, the main computer for the middle one, I guess. Or then you still got that one.
Yeah.
So you can I can do
Whoa, what is this setup? Oh, this is cool. Did we plug in? Oh, nice. Wait.
Cool. So we can have, we'll have, I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. We can have app on the side. You're up here.
Do you want to?
Yeah. Cool. So that's like. Sure. So actually, probably what we'll do is we should get a lineup of what they want looked up, and we'll go in order of that, so that we'll just have something. Because I want to have.
Have like a team presenting and we'll have the next two teams on deck, but everything else is on deck, right?
Well, but I'm saying that I would rather have to like undo all these as few times as possible.
I think I can get that full presentation.
Loudly.
And give me the.
I can get that kind of approach the next week.
All we okay. So. Yeah.
I slept on the what?
Turn off this light right here.
No, unfortunately, there is not.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it seemed like you were.
It's not one of those pictures? No, wait, am I don't put this. I think that was a lot.
I guess, yeah. And then, I've been in middle life, so. But last time we stayed in the private.
I mean, it does show up a lot better on these. We also could do something like.
I was gonna set up the camera.
We get rid of some of the blurs, except that I can't hold it. Also, that does something for you. It doesn't if you want to do it. Just like
It's just that we're trying to get 4 moment at once.
Oh, I see.
Yes, that might not necessarily work for us.
So we can also. Okay.
So we can just have somebody stand right here and then I try to shield out the background.
What is? What's your?
18 goals.
Okay. Cool. So you guys, you want to have document camera on the you want apps in the center presentation on the side, or do you want apps on the side?
Well, since it's not very good on here, we would double on the screen and then the presentation.
Okay, cool.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, so actually, check it out.
Same girls. You said not.
No, you should. It all seems like a serious note. You really were in season. No, it's not like that. I don't know why it seems so fucking serious. I mean, yeah, it's really like
So, computer. We'll have it set up for you guys later.
So I'm pressing center display.
Oh. All right. So you want to see?
No, yeah,
No, you're not on the computer. You want? You guys know what
We all know
check.
that.
We're gonna post the order. We're posting the order right now. So check that. We're gonna have that ready for you guys. Yeah. Okay.
I was able to do 4 times.
So we don't have to worry about.
We'll have it ready to go for you. We'll have this set up like this. We'll turn off the lights if you want. But it's gonna be like dark. So it's your call if you want to do that. And we have no order. Or
Yeah, so that's why I was saying.
So it's just one light switch on all the overhead lights?
yeah, with all the lights in the house.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I already told you.
If you want the Facebook guys upstairs and send reviews, they are both offering to do
You're just like, it's not talking to you.
so you guys are yeah. So yeah. They're right upstairs in the
Have to be back here by.
yeah. Here, I mean,
That's all.
in the room, yeah. But
Like a little bit of practice.
I'm upstairs.
It's cool though that you're able to get the,
Yes. So you said you want
presentation center and the.
The dollars and feel on to the side.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot.
yeah, for sure. Yes.
I just want to make sure they're going to be sitting with you on the demo.
They're going to be anywhere.
But they'll be facing them.
Yes.
Sitting here, but it's not.
I mean, I guess it was.
Exactly.
You know that many demos you have?
We're expecting, I think, 30. It won't be more than 30. I think that last time I checked was 27. I think that's pretty much it.
And you're about 10 minutes.
They're going to be about 2 to 3 minutes.
So these are, okay, I know you're a little bit, but okay, so somebody will talk
Oh,
first.
got it. Yeah, so I'm going to talk very briefly and say thank you for making things wreaking havoc. And then we're going to say, okay, send in the first demo team. There you go. We're going to turn it over to them.
And that's what the judging has.
And then, so we're going to have the judges sitting here, wherever they choose to sit. We might have them sit together. Probably if we have them sit together, they're going to be right here in the front row.
And so that'll be the group of, yeah.
So we're going to have we have our 4 judges that are our judges. And those are staff members of HopHacks and they're going to be sitting in front and center, and then probably behind them we're going to have our sponsors.
All right, so basically, okay, and then, so you're gonna talk, they're gonna demo, you're gonna work.
Yes.
Okay, of course, they're gonna be the first ones, and then
The first ones are going to be sponsored because those are. So while we're getting sponsored after the presentations, our first sponsors will deliberate during the presentations and then
so
they'll
the big,
present.
okay, so
And then
the,
3, 2, 1. We're going to do and then we'll do a 3, 2, 1 that's entirely up to the judges. Turn on the microphone.
first place goes tablets, and then is that the order?
And then say thank you.
We will actually check if I can show up or
Then just close it.
well, job. Well, job.
And you guys are going to be doing a.
So, and one of the nice things that we're good.
Application.
Yeah, so you're going to be demoing.
Both like this one.
You're going to be doing the document scanner and the website. Okay.
One of the how like changed
So what we can do, we're just going to have it set up ready for you as you come up here. So what we'll do probably is we'll give you the camera on these. So those two, those four, and then we'll give you your presentation. All right.
I mean, the end part, I have some. Yeah, I think that was good.
Okay, ich war schon okay.
That's where oh, okay, no, okay, yeah, she said so. Okay, so, I mean, so we always do, right, at the very end. We say like, thanks so much. Yeah, that actually. Probably with you as soon as we say what would you do the next I think it's literally shows presentations around you. So it's like it's not properly timed.
No, honestly.
We tried it before.
You know how guys put this
Yeah. All right, so. There you go.
No, I guess we want to switch this, right?
We also have like
Yeah, so that. So you plug that in.
we try to
you want to get before the practice. No. Then you can remind them after. Make sure you go and go back.
I would say yes, but my suspicion is I mean, if you want. Oh, I'm not entirely sure if tomorrow. Yes, go back to the question and see if you have also. It's fine, we can turn it around. That's fine.
it's not from
Yeah. There's a lot of others here. I mean, you can do the rest of the
Hey. Pretty low there.
Yes.
I don't know, jag customize it.
And you guys, you want document?
No, we just have to.
Just document?
If you had a Debbie that we're presenting out,
Okay.
We'll do it after this.
Okay. So what we've been doing for a lot of people is we'll have it set up like this.
And don't give a lot. We just wait.
You fun, right?
Better to lie down.
Okay. This is that super yeah, so we gotta actually figure out.
That would be so cool though, like we're showing them how to solve puzzles, like that's cool. That's cool. That's really cool.
Guys, it's up line.
So that would
Extreme.
Yeah? Yeah, let's forget a beat. Alright.
I can't.
If it doesn't show up,
Oh, okay. Just deciding on.
I was gonna say, like, how is it that so many people? You're on that.
Oh yeah.
Remember, we only have 2 to 3 minutes. We'll have a timer going, but yeah, okay, just ready to go. Also, if you want the
Small area for streaming. Hear it. Yeah, it's in this area.
oh, nice. Okay, I was just gonna say, Redlands. I was actually thinking so. We do like 1, 2. Well, that's what I want. We're saying we do like 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we'll put this there. This way. Well, that's what I'm wondering. You're not getting.
I made the line.
Yeah, well, no, it's just, you really are getting like all of it.
Oh yeah!
Sorry that I. Sure. Also, once this is live streaming, it's already live streaming. Cool. I got it. Once we're ready to go and like everything's settled, can you just put up a timer so that one of us can sit here and just bang it back down to.
Yeah. Sketching new lines.
Cool. So we'll just say as long as you're in front of the screen. Yeah,
You guys want the screen? Can we project something on? Chrome OS. Yeah, I think I saw that. It's really decked out. I had one that was decked out, then it was stolen. Yes, that in my ThinkPad this summer. Yeah. Yeah, so start all over again. Yeah, from scratch. Whoa. Google has a countdown timer. If you Google countdown timer, it gives me a timer. But it looks like it's doing just 5 minutes. I should be able to edit it. Maybe not. So,
for presenting is just submission on post.
Submission on challenge post. You should get an email saying where you want a presentation. Check your email.
Oh, that looks much better. Yeah.
Dude. George.
You didn't need to be there. So you want
Oh my god.
I like to give off an hour.
that's great.
Oh, whatever. I have a countdown time.
You Googled countdown.
I Googled countdown time.
That's awesome.
Right? It's ridiculous.
Have you ever Googled Zergraph? It's a StarCraft thing. All of a sudden, a lot of little O's started hacking the page. You click to kill them, and eventually they'll eat your whole page. And it tells you like your actions.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm gonna see that sounds. Hopefully the mic will pick up everything, but I'll have another
So, but like, this whole project is not like so I don't
No, come on, I'll leave you another one. Don't do it from like my like I don't know. I'll try these.
Don't.
How do you want to do it? You want me to warm my hair? What do you like?
Like a visionary. I'm not.
I mean, what you see on YouTube is what you see.
What's that?
What you see on YouTube is what people are going to see. So,
Okay, that's why I'm saying, like,
so there should be a way to mirror. I'm pretty sure.
well, I'm saying, like, check YouTube first and just make sure it's actually doing it.
I mean, you checked YouTube already.
No.
What did you check?
No, I just looked at that and I said, I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Where'd my Facebook go? Damn it. Oh, I know what it is. So if you Google countdown timer, it gives you a countdown timer.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that amazing? Alright.
Oh, look, that's you.
Yes, it is. I'm on Facebook. Give me the link. There you go. YouTube.com. Sorry, man. I said it. But I think I'm saying it. Oh, no, I can't speak great grammar. Our laptop? That's being streamed. Yes. Okay. at that. Look at
I'm looking
that.
at it right now.
Look at that.
Your head is on it.
Oh. That's a little bit off. It's like it's a minute lag or so.
That's okay. That's good. And this will also be your birth too.
What? Oh well. This?
Yeah.
So all the way to it gets for most of the screen. It gets to most of the screen.
We're gonna move this back.
The problem is the mic.
You're ready.
Okay.
We're ready. I have to put this up because I want to save as much charge as possible. This is about a minute lag, so I can't really test it. I can't test sound as well because it's a minute lag. So we're thinking about moving it back, but I can't. So I'm just going to leave it like it is right now. And if it's bad, I'll listen to it, and a minute later I'll adjust it.
be whoever's on deck. All right, we have 2 sets of inputs here. What we're going to try to do is have you guys set up your laptops when you're on deck to set things up, configure your display, so we're not wasting a lot of time with that. Each team will have 3 minutes, okay, to do their demonstration. If the judges have any questions, they can ask the questions, and then we'll move on very quickly to the next group. All right. So there is a black light on the.
All right, so up first, we're going to have Blacklight present, and on deck, we can just have you guys come up and get ready. We're going to have hot seat.
Okay, so we have Blacklight and presenting first, and we need hot seat to come up to be on deck. Okay.
Oh, you're really black.
So it looks like the signal here is pretty weak, and we built a website that we built a website and an app that communicates to each other, but the signal is too weak. The app or the
over mobile network, but I can use Wi-Fi. There's the guest net you can use.
Let's see, what's the
The guest net is so it's JH guest net, and you do just a web authentication like on a browser.
Let me see what my Wi-Fi strength is.
It
just goes to 4G. Alright, yeah. Let me see.
Yeah. So
I think our signal the tablet has a weaker
wait,
receivers.
But you can use. I mean, simply use Wi-Fi. What's wrong with Wi-Fi?
The tablet has a much weaker reception.
Okay.
Whatever reason, the laptop has a more powerful receiver.
Your phone has Wi-Fi.
It has Wi-Fi.
Yes.
But the reception strength is considerably different.
For the tablet. Okay. So what was your original plan with the tablet?
Oh, we have an app that that people use, but we also have a website and a web server.
Okay.
That is sort of like a healthcare application.
Okay.
But without communication, it's
I understand that. So what was your original plan? You're saying the tablet has poor reception, poor signal.
Both phone and tablet have poor Wi-Fi signal.
It looked like fine signal to me. It's like a pretty strong. It was 3 out of 4. No, JH guest net. No, not Hopkins guest net.
Well, actually, yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So go onto web browser and go to website. Alright. Okay. Alright. Are you good?
Can we turn off the lights?
Turn off the lights? Yeah, so. Hold on. Alright, you guys ready? Ready, go.
Hi everyone. Today we're presenting our app Blacklight. So living in Baltimore, being a freshman last year, one of the biggest problems is that people like to go out, and it's not necessarily the safest scene in Baltimore. So in order to not end up on the wire, I think it's a good idea in order to have some safety late at night while you're out trying to get different parties. So this is Blacklight. There you go. You would like to. In order, it starts, and it would like to use your current location, and from there,
Hey, on the lamp. On the lamp.
Okay. That's a little better, I guess.
Okay.
Here. Oh.
Great. Oh, all right. Sorry about that. You start and you log in with Facebook using the Facebook API, and you confirm you're giving them permission only to the basic needs and your education history. We want to make sure this is only for Hopkins students at this point, so and we want to connect users. So we try to just get their education history, and then from there we're able to get their friends and connect people.
I'll add to that also. In the future, we'd like to expand this to multiple schools in addition to just Hopkins. And having access to the education history will allow us to select the parties that we're displaying based on the school you're at. For instance, if you're at Hopkins, you don't want to see listings for parties at CMU.
Great. And so this is our newsfeed right here. It lists from popularity on a different gradient of purple. It lists which parties are most popular right now. At the top is the most people. It tells you how many people are there, how many of your friends on Facebook are there, and it allows you to rate the party and get there. So right now we can see Beyonce and Mark Zuckerberg are both at SAE partying tonight. And if I'm a freshman or someone that just doesn't know the area well, then what I can do is I can click the map button. And from there, boom, I can get walking directions, driving directions, or even get an Uber to my party. And from there, I can also, at the point when you get there, there's always the big confusion of what house is it. So we introduced Google Street View. So boom, right there, that's the house. That's our party.
Yeah. So also, in addition to just knowing how many people are at the parties, it's important to know where your friends are at. For instance, if there's 50 people at some party but you don't know anyone there, that might not be the place you want to go. So what we have is we've got a list here where we're showing all of your friends and where they are at tonight, sorted by frat in this case. So you can see, where are your friends tonight, and go to those parties specifically.
What we do is we check in a user based on their GPS location automatically to parties. There is nothing that had to be done on the user side. They just get to the party within 100 feet of the building, and that's where they are. From here, this is our safety feature. So there's call a hero button, get an escort to walk home, call the Blue Jay shuttle, or you can call campus security. All of these have an instant dial right there. And this get me home, just enter your address, and it links you right to Google Maps at the end of the day in order to get home. And if you want an escort, if it's too late at night, boom, just hit the button, it calls them right up for you. So in order to have a safe party environment, but also a social one, we have black lights.
How do you tell this to go?
That's Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, hi guys. So right now we're presenting our website called the Hot Seat. So as college students, we're obviously looking for internships, and everyone. As college students, we're obviously looking for internships and jobs and things like that, right? And we're all technically competent. We all know how to code. Like that's why we're here. But obviously, another part of finding a job or internship is the interview, which is really crucial. And not a lot of us are great interviewers. Some of us are, get nervous. You're prompted with questions like too quickly. You got to think about it, and that's where there aren't many resources to really train that unless you train with a friend or something. That's why we created the hot seat because, when you're preparing for the interview, it's really important to feel under pressure when you're given a question that you need to think about very quickly. And we find that, with our app, we'll be able to train and actually get a lot better with preparing for these technical interviews.
So this is a home page of our app. Here you can see the questions. Usually it's questions vary in difficulty, and the solution will usually show up after 30 seconds. And here's the camera. So this is where you can see like your facial expressions, your hand motions, and everything when you answer the questions to get a better idea of how you actually react when you answer technical questions like this. And here are some of the buttons for proceeding. Next basically means you want to get to the next question, but you might want to come back to the question again because you're not too sure. Skip basically means this is too easy for me. I don't want to see this question ever again. Just skip it for me. If you do reset, you're saying, oh, maybe I accidentally skipped some questions. I actually want to go back. We can reset the questions and answer it basically just show the solution. So the solution is in our capsule window. You actually want to see it. And we have a fully featured login page. So if you were actually to log in, this website works without logging in, but if you actually log in, it will save all the questions you got correctly. So you wouldn't have to bother. Obviously, you can disable the camera without this clicking on this button. And if you were to just click on skip, you will never see that question again. Then we basically have about 20 questions you can go through.
And one really important thing is that, as you can see, like the solutions don't show immediately, which is like important. You don't want to just be able to click and see. But in case you are that kind of person, you're like in a rush, you can just hit answer,
right. So
and you can see the solution.
Right. So the questions are, we have a MySQL procedure basically to randomly give you the questions. Right? Yeah.
Earl Johns are on deck? Okay. Come around, please.
Hi friends, my name is Ankit and this is my event forum, and we are going to introduce in front of you BitHelp, which is using Bitcoin technology for securely storing and transmitting healthcare records. So to change the world, to bring a change to the world, we need to focus on what are the issues right now. So in healthcare industry, healthcare information industry, what are the issues? Major issue is data privacy. And someone else is controlling your own data. So how can you trust someone if someone else is controlling your data? I'm a security student and I don't trust anyone with my data. So we are providing BitHelp, which is using blockchain technology to have control over your own data. Once you have control over your own data, you can use cryptography in Bitcoin technology to encrypt data and decrypt the data which only you can decrypt. And let's move on to the next issue. Next issue is like data availability, data duplication. Like as you can all know okay, cloud infrastructure, everyone is using cloud infrastructure for storing data. And if you are reading news, if you are reading latest news, you can already know okay, sometimes Amazon Web Service is down, sometimes without you realizing Google is down. So you can't really rely on these technologies. With BitHealth, we provide you better solution. With that, it uses peer-to-peer technology, so that once the data has been submitted to the blockchain, it has been distributed among all the nodes all over the world. Once it has been submitted all over the world, even if the internet is out, if there is an internet outage or something like that, you can access your data from local node. Or if you move to some other countries in Thailand or India, you can access your data instantly because it is using peer-to-peer technology. Now let's move on to demo quickly. This is the first page. Let's get started. So first, some user need to generate this bit health key and one bit health address. Bit health address is the public address which can be given to anyone. So say doctor, so that they can update your records, or you can give it to the insurance companies. They can have access to your records, but only those records which are not encrypted. So you have choice to encrypt particular data, your personal information. That is the decision. This bit health key is a secure key, which is available only to the person who is the owner of this bit health address, so that they can access to their actual data. So let's see how we can encrypt the data. This is the bit health key which we have generated, and let's test it. Test data. As you can see, this is the transaction ID, and we have encrypted the data. If you want to see, we have to search the records what data has been encrypted, and it will be in the encrypted form. Not anyone will be able to get the data. So to decrypt the data, either you can use the bit health key, which is the secret key, to see the actual data. But if someone else need to see, you can just see the data has been submitted. As you can see here, different data has been while we are testing. So this is the basic demo of the how BitHealth works. This is not the only scope of the system. You can use this to encrypt the selected data, your social security number and all those information which is private. But you can give public access to other information like medical records. Once this uses blockchain all over the world, you can have access to all the information. You can use big data technologies and all other things to have medical research and all those things. Or you can have different interface for insurance companies, for doctors, for the targeted user of patient. Targeted user is quite wide, as you can see. Only you can use Bitcoin payment. Thank you.
So on deck should be 4 nodes. 4 nodes here.
Hi everyone, we are world joggers, and we are also sophomores from the Johns Hopkins University. As you have seen, we have created an app for the joggers on the treadmill, and actually we provide them with the opportunity to enjoy the landscape view all over the world, and meanwhile share their comments and news with each other. And here, here, as you have seen, this is our login page, and you can enter you can enter the password and username here. And if you don't have an account, you can just sign up for one. Well, I can't see it very clearly.
Turn on the lights.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go back to the login page. And after you enter the account name, you will see the searching page. And on this page, there's a text field. You can enter a coordinate. And for example, let's enter the coordinate of Baltimore. And click Go button. Let's welcome Aaron.
So, by the way, we use parts to support the login and sign up page. And as you all know, Baltimore is a great city, but sometimes you may be afraid to drive around the city, actually. Don't worry, we have this app. So if you want to turn left, for example, here, you simply by swipe to the right to turn. Oh.
Just miss it.
By the way, there's a street view. We use Google API for this. And for these comments, we'll talk about that later. By the way, something has occurred, but we have developed an algorithm to swipe left and right. Normally, it works very smoothly. And also, if you swipe up and down, you'll see a speed here. And we also have an algorithm to match up.
We're out of time. Sorry. We're out of time.
Oh.
Got it.
We also have a.
No, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
So could we have Lawful Max on deck, please?
I'll just start it later. No, just reset it. No, what happens is if it stops going.
Alright, thank you. So firstly, I would like to start off by saying thank you to everyone who actually made this event successful. Faculty, all the volunteers, all our sponsors, caffeine, everything. So, Forno is a financial predicting app. So basically, we use previous history of like stocks in order to predict future stock trajectories, simply put. And we do this by modeling stocks using stochastic differential equations. So essentially what these equations do is it's a predictive component that relies on the stock drift and volatility, which is computed using the past history, in addition to a noise term, usually called white noise or Brownlee motion, which sort of takes into account the random fluctuations of the stock that occur over time. So let me just show you an example of this to make this all clear. So the first stock we actually looked at was, Hewlett-Packard, HP. So what we actually did was we took 2013 HP stock data and fed it into our algorithm. Using that, we spit out this blue curve that you see, or this blue stock, this blue trajectory, and we compared it to the actual path. So the blue trajectory is supposed to be what HP did in 2014 that we predicted using the 2013 data. The black is what it actually did in 2014. So as you can see, there's a strong correlation between what we predicted it would do in 2014 and what it would actually do in 2014. So furthermore, to validate this, we went on to actually look at the densities of HP stock. So instead of just doing one, this does not show up well on the frequency. But anyway, instead of actually going through only one sample path like I showed you, we went through multiple sample paths. So all these things that you see here are sample paths, and if you sort of see these star patterns, that's the actual trajectory. So we find that the actual trajectory sort of lies in the more dense and compact part of the whole trajectory. So we believe that it's sort of along the average of all these ranges. So going forward, we did it for General Electric stock as well. We again found a fairly similar correlation, and then going forward to the density, we sort of see how the density sort of occurs in the middle of this, and our actual trajectory follows the density. So we would say it has a pretty strong correlation to actually be able to predict stocks and how they're going to behave given the
So here's our actual app. We decided to keep it very simple. The idea is that while the math is really complicated, anybody can show up and use this app. It's pretty simple. You just got a little prompt, enter the name of a stock. So I'll come here. Again, we'll use HP, whose ticker symbol is HPQ. Put them in. And what you can see right here, it doesn't quite turn up, but up until here, if you can maybe see on the monitors, the graph is red. And so that's the previous data, that's 2013's data. And then when it switches to blue, that's our prediction for what 2014 is going to do. And that's what you saw earlier compared to the black line. That's our app. Thank you very much.
Can we have exposure on deck, please?
So, hi guys. Today I'm going to present to you HopHacks. So it is a very crude program to automatically find cut-to-disk ratios with image segmentation. And let me just back up a little bit and tell you what this is about. So in the US, 2.2 million Americans suffer from glaucoma. And the vertical cut-to-disk ratio of your eye is the single, like one of the best indicators of whether you have glaucoma or not. The first thing that your ophthalmologist look at when you go into his office, and if he wants to diagnose with glaucoma, he looks at the cut-to-disk ratio. And then so the idea is that, well, like you can use a computer. If you can use a computer to do that, then you can screen massive amounts of people, like without an ophthalmologist, in here. Like so, this might be useful for screening purposes. And so, like just a picture of a typical back of the eye. So the cup is that small circle in the middle, and the disc is the bigger circle. So how you I would like to demo my program here. Let me escape. And sorry for writing this in MATLAB, but for computer vision, I think this is very convenient. So if I run this, then what happens is, let me drag all this out. So in figure 1 is the original image. You can see it. And then, what happens is, this is quite complicated. It was harder than I thought. Because there are all these vessels that are occluding the disc and the cup, and, there are all these noise and stuff. So I used some morphological dilation to smooth out the image so that on the right, you can see very clearly where the cup and where the cup is, and the disc is. And then you can, and then I tried a lot of different methods, but none of them really worked. So I resort to a very simple binary cutoff. And then you can see here on the left is the cup, is the size of the cup, and the right is the size of the disc. And then through this, you can very easily measure the distance between them and calculate the ratio automatically. So this way, you can use this program potentially for screening massive amounts of data. So just a little bit more on how I did this. So sorry. yeah, just using some morphological dilation to smooth out the image, and then I tried a lot of different methods, but none of them worked. So like we saw for the faces. And so this direction. So program only works on some relatively isolated images. So I plan on normalizing the cutoff across all of them. So that should improve it. And like maybe I'll switch to a real programming language. And yeah, and maybe some statistical learning for diagnosis would be helpful. Thank you very much.
We have Chief Name on that, please.
You want to show like the phone app, to show like front and back.
You see the judges? You see the judges?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew. This is Jay, and this is Ian, and we are Exposure. So basically, we came in here and we wanted to see, and we knew that computer science has so many real-world implications, and we wanted to see where we could really use computer science to help out a lot of people. And so what we realized, looking at all the resources available to us, including the Bloomberg API, is that there's so much data out there that, especially in the world of finance, so many people have an interest in finance, but there's just so much data, and sometimes there's so much complicated math and derivatives and all this that it's hard to get to the simple information. So the goal of Exposure, what it does is there are two methods of input. There's a camera method where it will read a label or it'll read a business name, which is so-so right now. Getting word recognition is fairly challenging, as we learned. And then there's also just text input, which we'll show you in a minute, where you can input the name of a company. Once you input the name of a company, it'll first use a Yahoo API to take the name and or stock symbol and make sure you have the stock symbol. So if you give it Google, it'll give you Google back. And then it'll then take that stock symbol, run it through the API, and just get some of the basic information. This is information that if you want to learn economics, you want to know more about the businesses around you, businesses that you use your products in your everyday life, and you don't really know where to start looking at them, this is who the app is targeted for. So you'll see the server over there. As we do the input, you'll see all queries and processing, and then the phone's over here. So I don't know what company. Let's go with Google. Why not? So I can do Google, and I can analyze. And the phone's communicating with the server, as you see on the screen over there. And then up there pops up just some very basic information, the company, their official name, stock ticker, their last price, and top competitor. And then, as we see, so say now we want to do Yahoo, because that popped up. Why not? Okay. My service is not the best, so we'll have to see. It looks like they sent it, the server sent it back, so the signal's not the best, so it should show up in a minute. But yeah, so this is our app, and it's constantly real-time data, as you can see, pulling from the API, pulling from the server. And it's basically, so for when you're in your everyday life, you want to know more of the basics about a company, here are the basics, and then if you want to expand your knowledge further, when you go to research, you now know all the basics information to expand from there and start your branch into the world of economics and finance. So thank you.
So if we have mole sniffer on deck, please. Mole sniffer. Here.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me in the back? Good to go? All right. My name is Chris Ridgely. This gentleman to my right is Ryan Sharp. And we developed the Facebook video game Sheepinator. And I'd like to invite you, I see you all have your laptops out. If you can put in this web address, you can actually play the game that we programmed. Early alpha version 0001.
So the main premise of the game is that you're a alien spaceship and you're trying to abduct sheep in a field. And the challenge is to abduct sheep, but not to abduct another type of sheep called the black sheep. And if you abduct the black sheep, then so this and there's play and exit. Oh, by the way, we programmed this in C# and JavaScript. So when you press play, you'll be loaded into the field, and the sheep are running around in the field, and you have to abduct them. And yeah, and you get points for every single one you get. And every time you abduct a sheep, a new one respawns, but every 2 new sheep you get, a black sheep spawns. So the game gets more challenging as you go on. And so when you hover over a sheep, there's a trigger, and it's the sheep sends the message home.
So, did everyone get the website that wanted to try it for themselves? I'll bring it up one more time.
You can also drop a beacon in the field, and all the sheep will gather around that beacon, and it'll be easier to abduct them. Beacon. So, and yeah, this will let you know if the abduction is going on, and if it's yellow, it's happening, and if it's green, it's not. So, and there's a sheep counter.
Gets pretty hectic. All right, and I think that's our game. I don't know, do you have anything to say?
Fugacious on that? Hi, I'm Sean.
I'm Corby.
We're all undergraduate biomedical engineering students at Johns Hopkins University. Our project focuses on skin cancer, primarily melanoma, for which moles are an early indication. So this is our app titled Mole Sniffer over here. This is the title page where you have to accept the disclaimer before you continue. From here, you can either choose to take a picture of your mole or upload an image, and there's also a comment section we'll get back to.
So when you first open up the app, you can select the image. We have a picture of the mole already. We'll pick this one. And so as you can see, it analyzes the mole, and right now it's looking for 2 kind of indicators, which is color regularity and shape irregularity, both of which are indicators for cancerous moles. And so it gives you a quick summary of the results. And then we also have another feature, which is kind of like a medical Snapchat, where you can upload your picture of the mole or be it anything else. And a healthcare professional or a healthcare worker can get the image, provide your comments, send it back. The uploading is anonymous for the patient, and so there's no personally identifiable information attached to the image that you upload.
So using the counterpart app called Holy Moly, the healthcare professional would retrieve photos anonymously through a stack on parts. So that they can submit comments on what they thought about the mole here. And then in order for them to submit their comment, they would have to assign who like their doctor name, like Dr. Holy Moly MD. To parse, and then the user.
So yeah, everything's uploaded through parse, and then if you go back in here to check the message, you can see you get back the comments that whoever is set up to you. And yeah.
So there's a bunch of ways we hope to further this project. One is to improve the diagnostic capabilities maybe to other diseases. Another route we could take is kind of break into the home healthcare sector, kind of the telemedicine approach, where if you're a patient recovering from like a really large wound and you don't want to go into the hospital every week to get it checked up, you can just send in pictures and a doctor can review them and you can track your healing progress. Another one was we can equip EMTs with this kind of technology so they can send videos or images to the emergency room at that time so the doctor can prepare what's coming. And then we could also break into underdeveloped nations where access to a smartphone could be more available than access to a doctor far away or overcrowded and things like that. Yeah, thank you very much.
We have Ricky translate up on that stage.
Many of you probably use Wolfram Alpha, and if you do, you put in a quantity, say 50 miles, it will give you a few comparisons to other things. Unfortunately, it won't give you terribly many comparisons, and it's deterministic, so you put in a certain query, you'll get the same comparisons, want more, you're out of luck. So I decided to fix this. This is also, you need some sort of data to compare to. You could do natural language processing, machine learning, and extract that. That's a lot more difficult to do in a weekend. So fortunately, there are structured data sources available. In this case, I use DBpedia, which is an ontology derived from info boxes on Wikipedia. And from that, I extracted about 700,000 quantities and built a system which you enter a quantity, it will compare to that, gives you a close match, a few random close matches, and a few completely random matches. So put in a query here. Give you a close match. Like to run away at BWI. It's not like I tried this query before or anything. And if random queries, close ones, it's just over the length of this bridge here, and it's 11 times the minimum elevation of the city. And you click any of these here, they're all links to the Wikipedia page for that entry. You can try other things. Also, it supports typing in numbers as words. So, and we get a volume of this lake and things like that. It's built using Python and Django and Bootstrap. Did some load testing on it. I can on a AWS micro instance. I can probably run about 1 million queries a day on this, and the page size about 28 kilobytes total from no cache. So it's nice and lightweight. Anyway, that's Nugacious. I mean, the name Nugacious, it's a synonym of trivial to denote the insignificant nature of these comparisons, and well, I can actually get a domain hack for it, so I thought of that.
Next we have Crossroads, please. When you're on deck, just come sit right here, please. We want you to plug in.
I'm Lawrence. I'm Dan. And we are Wiki Translators. And I like to start off our presentation by saying that you can currently use this by going to ugrad.ca. u/l1/wiki-translate.php. And the idea of this project is to turn Wikipedia into a crowdsourced translation service to help with the translation of technical terms or terms with multiple definitions that are different enough that average translation services will either translate them incorrectly with the wrong definition, simply transliterate them, or not even give a translation at all.
Sure. And so, as a former high school French student, I knew that it could be very frustrating, trying to look up vocab words and something like that, because I would look up the word for, let's say, fish, but then the direct translation into French would give me something like bed sheets or something completely irrelevant to the definition I was looking for. So with this, what you can do is, using the Wikipedia disambiguation pages, you can actually select what specific definition you want, so you get a more accurate representation of the translated word that you were looking for. So in this case, we'll use tachycardia. Yes. And now, so we chose the medical term, and then you get the translation up there. So using Wikipedia, you're actually able to select which specific definition that you're actually looking for.
Also available is that if there are no alternate definitions, we will go directly to the single definition. We also can use the other letters.
Yeah, it supports other separate alphabets.
We're not limited to Latin-based languages. Before we move on to questions, I think, does anyone want to suggest a word to translate? No? Any questions? I'd just like to end off on one thing. If you're using it and it's not working, that's not our fault. That's Hoffman's fault. To show you an example.
Thank you.
We have physics solver on this, please.
All right, so hi everyone. We are Crossroads,
And the problem that motivated us to create this app was that we love the databases out there that give you lots of information about locations and places that you can travel to, like Yelp, Facebook Places, Google Places. We love having all that data to use and pick places to go. But one of the things that really frustrates us is when you're trying to decide where to go, you actually have to decide where to go. When you got other people in the equation, you're sitting there deliberating for an hour and a half, and you still haven't figured out what you want to do, it can be frustrating. So what we wanted to do is we want to leverage the power of these databases, but bring them into a user interface that was more intuitive and simple to use. And so we created an app that we're entitling Crossroads because instead of wasting time at the crossroads trying to figure out where to go, it gets you to your destination. All right, so basically the app begins out with a little filtering. We're going to ask you what kind of radius you want to search within, so we can set how far you're willing to go. The next is just sort of a general price category on a scale of 0 to 4. We can select how expensive or how much money you might be willing to spend. And then finally, we have a series of categories that are pulled from Google API, and we can pick, which kind of things we might want to do. So in this case, we're going to pick restaurants. Then it's going to go query the API, and it's going to grab all of the restaurants that match these categories. And so we're really inspired by the Tinder type of interface because we felt like it's a really simple way of saying, I like this, I don't like this. So we've created like a swipe left, swipe right kind of thing. And it takes a little bit because unlike some of the other parse people, we didn't quite get that figured out. But essentially, it's going to bring up our little card with some information on it. And we can swipe left if you don't like it, go to the next card. And a feature that we almost had implemented in time, but not quite, was swipe right to bring up more information, and eventually to even map just directly through Google Maps API to that spot. So here you can see it's pulled up the address, it's routing us there. And basically this app is just meant to save you time. So instead of sitting around deliberating at the crossroads of your decision, it's meant to just get you going to a place that sounds fun and interesting, whether that's alone or with your friends. So, thank you very much.
We have Nancy on deck, please.
All right, we are here today to present an app that will revolutionize the physics-solving app industry. So a lot of apps you might have heard of today are ones that are really simple. They present to you all these topics about physics. My partner will show you our interface right now. They present you a lot of topics. It's pretty simple to use. You can put in any equation you want, and it'll give you answers. Our app application purposely leaves out some of these topics. So you, the user, are required to only choose between 4 topics, therefore allowing you to use more of your brain processing power, becoming smarter in the process.
So physics is kind of difficult for some people to start learning. So here are some. We started on only 4 topics, and there are a bunch of formulas within. And so, for example, we have the basic distance calculation, and you can input, let's say, x is 3, v0 is 5, and t is 7, and you can find what acceleration is.
Yeah, just to go on what my partner said, just another example. Let's say you're just walking down an alley and this thug just comes up to you and says, okay, what's the kinetic energy of mass 50 kilograms and a velocity of 2 meters per second? You can just easily go to the topic where your energy, go to this equation that shows you exactly which variables you need and allows you to put in the information that you know and find the unknown variable, which is 100 joules. And now you have saved your family from being kidnapped. Just like that.
Well, that's basically it.
Yeah. But on a serious note, like we came into hackathon literally knowing nothing about Android. Knowing nothing.
We had trouble even doing the Hello World program.
Yeah, that took about like day 2. But I mean, after that, we were able to
go on tips, learn all about that, go online, find tutorials, get help from other members and the mentors especially to create something like this. So we'd like to thank the hackathon for giving us this opportunity to learn all this, and especially the mentors who helped us along the way. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
We have snake cubes on deck, please.
Hi there, I'm Brian. Hi guys, I'm Brian. This is Sifa, David, Jawei. We built an app called Snappy. So just a quick show of hands, who out there has played the game Pokemon Snap? Alright, well for those of you who had deprived childhoods, it's pretty much a game where, for the N64 where you go on a safari, you have to like take pictures of various Pokemon along the way. So what we did is we built this for Facebook in real life. So you open the app, right, and then it shows you like wanted, like this person, pulling from your Facebook friends. And then your goal is to go snap a picture of that person. And originally we were planning on doing some sort of like computer vision stuff to like match, to do like facial matching. But that was too hard to implement during the hackathon. So right now it just sends this picture that you take to some number of friends of the person. And then it uploads it, and then that person's friends can verify if that's actually the person or not. And then, so there's some sort of like scoring, like if you don't know the person that well, like you don't have as many mutual friends or whatever, you get a lot more points because it's like super awkward to like just like random a guy you don't know, right? So as you see, Soho took the picture of me, and then you get a push notification through Parse or something like that, and then on the other device, which is one of your friends. So let's open that up really quickly. You should probably log in. And so if you, click on the, okay, this is, so if he had logged in previously before this, he would have got a pending notification, he would have got a pending picture, which is just a picture of me, and then you can accept or decline that picture. And yeah, it's pretty much our app. It's just like a social game, kind of like Pokemon Snap. Thank you.
Well, we're setting up, and let's see, let's have the snake cube smoosh on deck.
Good morning, John Hopkins. How you guys feeling?
All right.
Enthusiastic. Keep it up all night. All right. So I'm Omar Abdullah. Got Ryan, Kevin, and John is going to be doing our demo. Yeah, get used to that. For those of you, I guess, how many of you are familiar with the game Snake? I'm just going to assume all of you raise your hands. I mean, we all have some pretty good memories of the game, and basically that was our inspiration for this game, where we wanted to take it and put it into 3D. So, without further ado, here's Snake Cube, and here's Brian to tell you some more.
So, basically, we were wondering what we could do with the Oculus that couldn't be done with another similar or different platform. So, the thing is, you never get to do a full 360-degree control game in any other sort of game system because your display is in front of you. So for this game,
I'm not sure if anything needs to be said.
this is beyond Wii Fit.
Red are essentially both lines in case of the game. When the green balls work, you don't need to get one of the response to score and accidental.
Don't wait for gravity. I hit it. I just stepped up.
Yeah.
You saw.
It's fun. All ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Thank you very much.
All right, so can we have Roanoke Cats on deck, please?
Regular expressions, am I right?
Hey guys, I'm Phil,
I'm Catherine.
and we made Smoosh, which is a Chrome extension, and we made it using HTML and JavaScript and CSS, which is all things we'd never played with before.
So the problem that we saw was all of us read academic texts all the time. Being a new grad student, I have started reading a lot more academic texts recently, and instead of spending 36 hours reading this weekend, I decided to make a Google Chrome extension that would make it easier to read academic text. So as you can see, this is cluttered with tons of citations, and it's not really that easy to read. The font's not very readable. It's small. So we came up with that.
All right, so what we thought we would do is we would condense the citations, smoosh them, as one might say. We would make the font large, and we would space it out and make it easier to digest. So we added margins to the side, we had lots of white space, and we made it very clear and very quick to process. All the citations get condensed into those little parentheses with the dots.
So this is the article that I showed you at the beginning with lots of citations. It's really small and really hard to read unless you blow it up. So if you go over to the right-hand corner and click the icon, then it will put it into this nice readable format, and all the citations are condensed. And instead of taking up several lines, they're now given a very small amount of space. And then if you mouse over the citations, you can see the citations. There we go. So it doesn't lose the data, it just conceals it so that it's easier to read and not lose your focus while you're trying to skim the paper.
We have another example. One of the concerns, obviously, is that if you're condensed, you want to make sure you get all the different types of citations. We did the HPA format for this. But also, like, what if something kind of looks like it might be a citation, but it's not? For example, we have in this paper somewhere, like this string that ends with
It ends with an E, yeah.
Well, anyway, bunch of parentheses in this that aren't citations and things that are, with like smooth button. Much cleaner. And down here we have this really messy citation that is now condensed, and things that were not citations of this.
And we have a place where you can download it. It's in the store already if you want to copy down the URL.
Can we have checkup on that, please?
Good afternoon. Hi, I'm George. This is Jeffrey. That's Angela. And there's Erica. Every now and then, you, your friends, and even your family members will go through the terrible ordeal of breaking a bone. You end up going to the hospital, perhaps getting surgery, and then there's the dreaded cast. They're itchy, dirty, and terribly uncomfortable.
And I think they're pretty sticky. So in the last 36 hours, we developed a solution to this problem that will truly maximize your comfort throughout the entire time you wear a cast.
Our casts are personally designed for you and will exactly match the intricacies of your body. The holes in our trendy yet elegant design will allow your skin to breathe, eliminating itchiness, stinkiness, and just making your life a whole lot better.
Our product is truly versatile because it can generate a personalized cast for any part of your body. So take, for example, say Jeffrey from Georgia was coding like a madman during hackathon, and he somehow managed to break his thumb. While this would have truly been kind of a sad situation, we decided that this would be the perfect test to test our model. So what I did was I took a couple of pictures of George's hand and uploaded them onto Autodesk 123D Catch, and we were able to make a 3D model of this thumb.
So our program, next slide. This is a picture of our program, and it's highly visual, but we made it simple to use. All you have to do is click on the first cell, appropriately mesh, and then click on the 3D model that you want to make a cast of. And it automatically makes you a 3D extruded model. However, since this is about customization, we match sliders to the parameters that you can change within like physical boundaries, and so that you can change it to be however you want. So here's a process just going on. First, we had the 3D model of the thumb, and then we decomposed it into vertices and bases. And there we organically reduced it to a number of points and made a 3D Voronoi around it. And then we took the boundaries of the Voronoi and took where they intersected with the original mesh, and that created our cast curves. From then we did an algorithm to connect those curves and simplify the geometry so that the computer could handle it, and extruded it to a 3D model that we could 3D print. And last night we 3D printed 2 of these, and voila, cast complete.
Check it out. Good as new. We as a team believe in a world where everything is personally designed to match your needs, especially your medical needs. With your support, we can propel this idea and this technology to provide you with the high-quality service you deserve. Thank you.
We have get these there on
Good morning, everyone. We are VCU Skynet, and today we're going to present to you our healthcare hack known as Checkup. Checkup is actually a novel way for patients to be able to accurately give their symptoms and basic vitals to their personal healthcare provider in the comfort of their own home. Now, what happens is every year, 1.3 million Americans actually suffer from a minor injury, from a medical injury. And that medical injury is actually caused by medical error. Now, our goal as Checkup is actually to reduce that medical error. And the way we're going to do that is by taking real-time data of patients who are actually, after they've taken their medication. That is what we're going to be taking the data of. And why would we be taking that? Is because it is important for doctors to know what are the reactions that patients are getting on a more quantitative and accurate sense, rather than hearing 2 weeks later from a patient more of a memory or an anecdote about how they dealt with their medication. And so I'm going to go with you a basic step-by-step scenario of how a doctor and a patient handle our system checkup. So, as a doctor, today I got to see my patient, and he was diagnosed with Ebola. And poor man, Ebola is a very serious disease, and I would like to follow up on him almost every day, as long as I can. And the way that I'll do that is by two things. One is I'm going to be creating a questionnaire. Every time he's going to take his medication, I want to know some specific things about what he's going through as an Ebola patient. So I can create several types of questions, actually, which is the best part about checkup. I have radio buttons, I have text boxes, and I even have check boxes as well. So it's an easy way for my patient to interact with answering the questions. Now, it's so simple for me to just drag and drop each of these properties and make the questions. And then, along with this feature of just making questions, we also have an alarm setting. The first alarm is to make the patient aware to take their dosage. And the second alarm is set by me, the doctor, to make sure that the patient is actually ready to take the medication, or to evaluate the patient after they've taken the medication. So we want to know how they're feeling after they've taken our medication, any adverse effects, etc. So we put this in a package, we send it to the patient, and the patient takes their medication when the alarm goes off. And then what happens is afterwards, once they actually, sorry about that. Yeah. The overall thing is that, thank you for your time though, anyways. The idea is, with checkup, we're going to create more awareness for not only the patient, but also the doctor as well, to provide best healthcare quality. Thank you for your time.
All right, HopHacks. Who likes traffic? Let me hear you. Yeah! Traffic! Yeah! We all love sitting in traffic. How about real-time data? That's an exciting word, right? Everyone loves real-time data. It's almost as hot as big data analytics, right? So I was thinking, though, if I want to drive somewhere, if I'm going an hour, do I really want to know what traffic is right now, an hour down the road? What does that tell me as far as my commute is concerned? So right here, we have the directions on Google Maps from George Washington University, my home university, to here. And when I looked it up, it was 30 minutes. And then I left at 4:30, and it said an hour and a half. And then I drove it, but it wound up only being an hour, because by the time I got to Baltimore, traffic had gone away. So if you want to hit the next one. So this is our app. We basically want to create directions that are based on the predicted traffic in the future. So when you're going to be at point A, what is the traffic going to be like at point A? So we actually take the Google Maps directions and we go step by step through them and use historical traffic data to predict what the traffic is going to be. We come up with a time factor for how much additional time it's going to take you to travel based on the traffic, and we give you your updated directions. Now, unfortunately, the only historical traffic data we could get was in Chicago. So all our directions are in Chicago, but you can kind of see some general patterns, right? So if you're leaving, this is 3:20 on a Friday, everyone's going to be going. So you can see this path here is entirely red. Whereas, let's say we're going Sunday at 2 a.m. Not a lot of traffic. There's some of them are still yellow. We kind of have our color schemes a little skewed. I'm from a part of the country where traffic means you can drive around a tractor and then you're not in traffic anymore. So any slowdown, it's a big slowdown for me. But yeah, so here's our app. It's good for route planning. We also have made our algorithm so you can go backwards. So you can say, I want to be at Johns Hopkins University at 6 o'clock for HopHacks check-in on a Friday. I could look that Monday and say, okay, what time do I need to leave on Friday if I want to get to HopHacks by 6 o'clock for check-in? And the other thing we've done is we've made our back end really modular, so you can take your own prediction algorithm for what traffic is going to be and build your path the same way that we do. So yeah, that's Get Me There.
We have the hot seat on deck, please. We already did? Okay, do we have a team builder on deck, please?
And so hi everybody, I'm Jose. I am a freshman at RPI. I'm majoring in computer engineering.
I'm Michael. I am from Stanford University. So our app is Disease Tracker. It's pretty much a utility that helps researchers visualize disease count and case data. So our app aggregates data from over 45 diseases and reported from over 900 cities. And so we have a large amount of data, 3,800,000 and since humans can't read XML and visualize data from that, we plotted it on a map. And the APIs we used were the Tico API that provides the disease count data as well as the CDC.gov data. And
so here is our app right here. We use the Google Maps JavaScript API and Google App Engine with Python for backend. And we also use jQuery. So as you can see, we can click on these circles, and the amount of cases in each state will appear. And we can update the year to, we'll see 1950s now. We can see how pneumonia went in 1 year. So it takes a while to load because of the amount of data that it needs to process. And every time we update, we need to geocode each circle onto the map. And the color depends on the amount of cases in each state. So if it's red, that means there's a higher amount of cases in that state. And if it's yellow, it's moderate amount of cases as well.
so if anyone wants to develop their own data visualization using this data as well, we developed a JavaScript wrapper around the Tico API. And
We have hot folks on deck, please.
Hi everyone, we are the A Team Builder, and for this year's hackathon, we have made a virtual team building platform. So many organizations like Facebook, Google, as well as Thread, Thread's a non-profit organization that was actually started here at Hopkins, they have hundreds of volunteers and employees that they assemble into teams, and these organizations go through a great amount of effort to make sure these teams are well-formed and well-functioning, because it's critical for success to have a well-functioning team. However, in this day and age where the majority of communication within a team is through calling, texting, and emailing, an all too common problem is that team members just don't respond to each other. And I'm sure everyone in this room has been a part of a team that has unfortunately suffered because one or more members were simply just not responsive. However, that's exactly what the A-Team Builder is combating through a fun virtual team building activity. So the way this works is we have a server, and it's going to send a piece of a puzzle to each individual team member, and these team members are going to be remotely located, but will receive the puzzle via text message and email. And then it's going to be up to the team members to communicate with each other through whatever means necessary. Maybe they assemble, or maybe they just simply call each other, or email and text each other to assemble the puzzle. And in this case, the answer is Mr. T, which I pity a fool who doesn't have a team. So in addition to Mr. T, though, a company can also disseminate messages while enhancing team cohesiveness. For example, perhaps they're going to say the kickoff party is at this location, so they'll send each member a photo of that, a quarter of that, clue. And then to make it fun, maybe the organization says that the first team to assemble the puzzle and show up at that location will get a prize. And so then it's going to be up to the team members to assemble and answer that question. Now we're going to show you a demo of how an organizer is going to form a team as well as send them a puzzle. So the organizer, having already logged in, now goes to the A-Team Builder website and can actually form a team in the Team tab here. Now this Team tab is actually linked and synced with a database through the server that can pre-populate the list of team members. And for the brevity of this demonstration, we're going to have the organizer having already formed the A-Team, is going to send the puzzle to the A-Team by clicking on that puzzle tab.
So we're first going to take a picture of
Right.
you guys.
So the organizer is going to take a photo of the kickoff location. So everybody smile. We're taking a photo. Great. And now the organizer can conveniently drag and drop this photo into that tab where the photo should go. And there it is. It was super convenient. It took us like 12 hours to implement. And now the organizer can send the puzzle, and now we get a confirmation page. And since we're the A-Team, we should all be receiving this email containing this clue. And for this demonstration, all our phones are together. However, ideally we're remotely located, such that we have to communicate through other methods in order to make sure that we can assemble the puzzle. Now, just a final note that we're really, so we're the A-Team Builder. We're really excited about this because we think a lot of organizations will get use out of this, and especially nonprofit organizations which have volunteer user base that needs really engaging, fun, and community building team exercises. So thank you very much for your time.
Warren time on deck, please.
So, hi everyone, I'm Tom, I'm a sophomore, and we are the Swapbooks team. I'm here with Dan, who's a senior, and Eric, who's an undergrad.
And I'm Noah, and while our team is very different in age, one thing we all share is the troubles we've had with finding our textbooks before semester. So, it's difficult to buy textbooks because it's expensive to buy them new, finding them used can be a hassle, and finding them locally is almost always based on luck.
Yeah, just typically there are like Facebook groups that are made for buying these textbooks, and you're not built for it. So what we decided to do was build from the ground up our own Rails application called Swapbooks. And what it is we actually take a match sort of approach, where instead of just listing these books and hoping people will stumble across them, what we do instead is we actually make matches between the buyers and the sellers. So it's basically the easiest, fastest way for students to exchange their textbooks.
So to create an account, all you have to do is put in a jhu.edu email. It will confirm it by sending a send to email. After confirming that, it brings you to a page like this, where you can, in one click, choose to buy or sell a book.
So here we go. And then after that, it takes you very simply to the room now where it pairs you with the other person. And you and that person can have a chat right away, and you can discuss how much you want to pay. And then as soon as you figure that out, it's very, very simple to just lock it in, and then find it, and then we will help you guys pick a time, and then you can meet.
So some things that we're that this does, which are nice, is it instantly matches you if someone else is selling the book. So you don't need to go through any pages of selection. It's quite literally 2 clicks to get matched with somebody. At the end, you can lock in a time and date, and they'll send you email reminders coming up to the event. So it's very hard to miss. It just incorporates everything. When you get the emails, you can make Google Calendar events on your phone with the link that is provided.
So it automates everything and makes everything very simple. We have a couple other ideas of how we could take this going forward, like we want to integrate photos more, Facebook we could do, maybe too. But the entire point is that this is actually ready to launch. We can really just push this tonight, honestly, if we wanted to. And the entire point is that like, we really just want something that makes it easy for the Hopkins students and eventually students on a whole, just exchange the books and not have to pay those huge fees for the new books or go through the hassle of doing it the traditional way.
The last few things that it can do pretty soon are you can get notifications when mutual friends on Facebook post a book that you're looking for. So it just makes it very easy. I'm sure many of you Hopkins students have used the textbooks exchange page. This completely automates it, improves on it, and makes it a better user experience. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Jay, and I made this very simple app to keep a record of warranties of all our products, because we normally tend to forget what the time period is, and we have to go through our emails and stuff like that, or keep documents. So I click on this, and then this allows me to take a picture of whatever device I have. So suppose I can just take a picture of this. I'm sorry, you cannot see that. And then it asks me details about what the product is, what company, where did I buy it from. Then I can set the warranty here, set it for a year from now. And I submit it. And there's my picture here, and it would send me reminders at like 1 month before the warranty ends. That is it. Thank you.
We have iCoupon on deck, please.
The technology is something mean to us, not get us up on the screens. So that's okay. We'll continue anyway. There's over 7 million people worldwide that are globally affected by Parkinson's disease. Another 30,000 people just within the U.S. that are affected by Lou Gehrig's, also known as ALS, and countless others that have mobility and dexterity problems, trying to move just small objects, causes problems just in the simple task of feeding yourself, buttoning up, or in our case, moving around on the web with your mouse pointer. So we want to make a solution for that.
So over this weekend, we produced a product called AirPoint. So we decided to get rid of the mouse entirely, so that while some patients might have involuntary tremors or vibrations and twitches in their hands and accidentally move the mouse or click unintentionally, we would abstract the motion of the mouse from the minor muscle groups to more major muscle groups, so that you can move around just by using your hands as so, and to click instead of relying on minor muscle groups such as your finger, you would use your entire fist to select.
This allows for much greater flexibility for the user to be able to have a more accurate experience when browsing websites, doesn't click on buttons, and just in general navigate throughout the pages. But the really neat thing with the delete motion, it gives you so much data. There are other applications that you can move around, you can point and click, but with that, it's the exact problem they're having. They can't necessarily get the fine motor functions in there to make the clicks. So we actually removed a lot of the data points away from it, so that when you're moving your hand around, we're too tall for it now. We can actually spit it in the right direction. Not have to worry about tremors in the hand. Moving your fingers won't trigger the sensors. You can make clicks and change the page by moving, making an entire fist. The whole idea is to get a smooth user experience, even if you're having jitters or involuntary motions. So other things we integrate it with to make this more functional in a long-term project is we have analytics behind the scenes for every user who activates the product. We send out messages to parse that gets recorded, as well as we send messages to parse for error reporting. If you have an exception, it actually hits the parse servers, and the parse generates an email through SendGrid to notify the developers. As well as we went through and made a task tray to further enhance the user experience. If you can go ahead and move it down there. This way, when it's running in the background, you'll know it's there with the airplane icon down at the bottom. You can start, stop, as well as change options. So if you need it to be slower, if you have more severe jitters or motions, you can actually slow down the reaction time to the mouse. On the flip side, if you have greater dexterity, you can increase the speed, therefore improving your overall experience. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so for our sponsors, we believe that should be all of the demos that are for various sponsored prizes. So if you guys need to kind of start deciding, making decisions, but we do have some more demos, so don't go away. IT phone is up, and we need net pantry on deck, please.
What happens here?
All right, everybody. Today our team wanna give a solution for everybody for every single day. They wanna work on something that can be they can be used to save money. It's about coupons. So every day you got a lot of coupons. Maybe on some newspapers or magazines or some other cards or something. But the truth is, every time you want to use it, you don't have it with you because you want to take a lot of the newspapers with you every day because it's just not cool. So we want to provide a solution for you guys to save your coupons, to share it, and so it can be it can save you a lot of money, and it's a win-win solution, we believe, because the commercial side, the service provider, they want people to use the coupon, and the customers, they really want to use the coupon to save money. So it's a win-win solution, so it can be supported by both sides. So I'm sorry for that.
this is our application, and you just need to click, and you will see the first method. You can click this to check the coupons you saved in the application, and you can just scan it to get more coupons. Here is a card from James. It's a membership card, and I will try to scan it and to add it to my coupon piece. Now you will see the first information, the coupon information. You can see it's just the number on the card, and the second one is the format for the barcode. You can only use the the two parts of the information. You can generate the barcode again. And if we want to manage it, so we need to include some other information to help us to manage to search. So we can just include this is the gems. This is the gems, and this is a category. This is a membership card, and no expired dates, and we don't need to include some indication and description for this. So I just click add, and so we can see it again. We can see that the new gem membership. So we can just click it, so it will show the other information, the whole information we put, and then you can click yes to retire the coupon. Thank you.
We have the camp host on deck, please.
No one's actually standing ahead of it.
No one's actually
pointing in front of it. Oh, I see. No, standing.
While we're trying to figure out
You
the
can all tap
technical difficulties, just so you guys know, we're almost at the end. So thank you all for your patience and great participation. We are going to have a short bio break when we're done. I'm sure there's still lots more food upstairs, and everybody's ready for the restroom. And then we'll come back and do our awarding, first our sponsor prizes, and then our grand prizes. So hang in there. It's been amazing. We're almost done.
Alright, so we're going to get started. We made
website called Net Pantry. So being college students and sharing a fridge and pantry together, so it's kind of hard to tell like what's there. So we devised a system where you can scan things in. It'll automatically look up in a database what the barcode is. So it keeps an inventory of what food you have. You can also like share your pantry with other people, so you can all see what food you have, and then be able to figure out like what recipes you can make.
Basically, we have a lot of stuff that we're keeping in our apartment for food, but we don't actually necessarily know exactly what we do have, and so we want to keep track of what we have so we know what we need to buy and what types of things we can make with what we have. So our system does, like you said, barcode scanning or entering barcodes manually into a website, and then looks up the item on a web service and allows you to track how much of it you have, and then like put items in so you know you have them in your pantry, and then take items out once you've used them so that you know how much you have, and then when you run out, you know what to get. And then that's what we've developed so far, and then we have a secondary, the next part of our project that we continue after the hackathon will be setting up a recipe tracking system, which will integrate with the ingredients that we have, the ingredient tracking that we have, so that you can tell just by looking at a recipe on the site whether or not you have the ingredients for it, and or what things you'll need to go out and buy in order to make that recipe. And it will allow searching for recipes based on what ingredients are in them.
Yes, we have full support for that in the backend database. It's not we didn't have time to get that into the front end, but that will allow us to easily define like substitutions in recipes. So even if you don't have quite everything that we need, you can still look for recipes that you have pretty much everything, and you can just make a couple of changes so that it'll still work. Be something you can make. It'll be pretty edible. We're not that picky. That's all there. We just need probably more than 36 hours to flush it out.
And the system is written in just Django and Python, and uses a few other libraries. It uses the Bootstrap for the user interface and a few other libraries for various other things. Like the UPC lookup uses libraries to convert barcode types and then send them to an external service.
So anything we don't have currently in the database, when you scan it, it will just grab it, fill all the information out for you, put it in our database so it's there for you.
And then once it's in, it can be used again without.
Did you go fried block full block?
There it is.
Oh, okay. I know how to do that.
There's some of this. Creating a pantry, just a test pantry for putting items in, and then
around here.
Are you getting one?
Yard sales.
And all of this.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
So, real talk, real next. And the last one after that is minor job search, so you might as well migrate.
just a minute while we wrangle with things around here. Hey everyone, so while we're sorting this out, I'm going to start introducing our app. So we are CanPost, and we were just coming up with ideas, and we thought about the massive amount of stuff that people just leave out on the internet. One of those things is publicly accessible webcams. And those can be very interesting. They can monitor all kinds of different things from all around the world, and they've been in use for the past probably 20 years. So there's a lot of old webcams out there that are just pointing at mountains, random things like that, and then a lot of other ones. We built a webcam aggregation site that goes and crawls the internet for publicly accessible webcams, and then creates a site where you can rate them up or down based on how cool you think they are. So once we have this up here, there we go. Okay, so our address is canpost.me, and that is campost.me. And voting on there is live. We're going to have that up here in a second. So if you all want to go there and start voting, it'll make this a lot more interesting. That. So we wanted to learn some new technologies with this. We built the entire front end of our app in Meteor, which is a real-time framework in JavaScript for updating things. And as you can see, we have votes coming in right now. Oh, there we go. Okay, so so if you have a lot of that coming in right above that one. Yeah. So if someone manages to climb over 70 votes, then this one will replace that one as the top one. There we go. There we go. We built the front end in Meteor, and the back end is all in Python, and it's all asynchronous and very fun, modular. And we also have a very in-depth web scraping service on the back end. That goes through and looks for certain things that are idiosyncrasies of certain types of webcam software. It'll grab those and then put them up here, get a screenshot, and then if you click on one of these images or on one of the titles, it will bring you to that site so you can view more about the webcam and just, some of them are really cool. You can control them and look around at different parts of scenery. And in the future, we're looking to implement some other things, such as, well, we have tagging up there, parking, for example. Wow, this one's really popular. I guess you guys like buses. But we have a Facebook sign-on right now, and we're looking to do other things, like social sharing of webcams if you want to do that, and things like not safe for work tagging. For now, we've just removed all of those because, yeah. This is our app, and it was a lot of fun to make, and we hope you guys like it.
So, Spider Job search, can we have you guys on deck?
All right. Good afternoon. I'm Sean. This is Sean, Matt, and we're from VCU, and we did Real Talk. So this is actually based off a real-life problem. A realtor approached us and said, hey, when I go to open houses, I have a lot of hard time keeping up with, the surveys I hand out on pencil and paper. I want to digitize it. Could you guys create an app that does that? So that's what Real Talk is. It facilitates communications between realtors and their clients. So
what can Real Talk do? Real Talk can serve information to your client, it can survey your client, and it can collect data and present it to the realtor, show the realtor, here's what they think of the house. So when you sign in as a realtor, you will see an admin panel where you can create a listing. And when you pull up a listing, so you would enter in all this information, and you don't have to actually enter it in dates. But, and then when you save it, you can generate a QR code. You can print that QR code out, and at your open house, you can put it on a poster, post it up, have your clients scan it when they walk in. And what they'll see is this page right here. So it has a survey and information. So sometimes when you have like a large open house of 60 to 100 people, you know, you can't really, it's really hard to talk to each person individually and tell them about the house and sell to them. So when they look this up, they can click on info and see everything about the property. How many bedrooms it has, how much it costs, everything. So just for testing right now, this is what it looks like, but what it'll also tell them is like shopping, schools. Like what school will my kid go to if I live in this house? What would be my grocery store? Is it going to be Kroger? Is it going to be Giant? Obviously Kroger's best. So go back. And you can also review it. So not only is this for the realtor, but it's also for the client too, because they'll get an email back and let themselves know, did I like this house? Was this the house I wanted? Was this even close to the house I wanted? So that's Real Talk. It's made in Meteor and Bootstrap.
Spider job search? Spider job search? Are there any teams that did not present? Somehow we didn't have you in our list. Did I miss anybody? Do the judges have any questions or need to see anything or everybody? All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a short bio break, and then we'll be back here maybe in well, we'll see how long the judges need, but probably 10 minutes. Go get some more bagels and coffee.
We actually finished the project. Yeah, we were talking about make it like more of it. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of those kinds of features, like we found a page on the ETL site that had it on the webcam side, and that's one of ours that's quite unique. So a lot of the images that you saw there were from webcams. That's it. Yeah. I did write some very good price guidelines. So yeah, there's people review it. Yeah. No, it was a in a while. All of the HTML tags and space were all in like all caps. So I'm assuming it was from like I don't know, like early 2000s or something like that. But yeah, it was just like a list of successful webcams and so found that and got all of those, and then I think I told you that we were doing a bunch of Google work by the rest of them. And that was how we found all of the and
Like, I don't know if you saw the depth in there. Like, pretty cool. But that one was neat. There was some like really cool magic stuff. Let's see. Well, one time was pretty hilarious. Yeah. So there was one lady. The one I was also like reading like children and like red and like food and like Coke logos everywhere and stuff like that. Oh yeah, that's what we're saying. You know, it's sort of pretty much. So yeah, but I mean, there's a lot more stuff I want to add to it. But we keep developing. I can't really do so. Like, the more we can do together, and yeah. But thanks for coming.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate I'm happy you guys liked it. Yeah, exactly. It's like, actually, yeah. Did you have the or Thank you. Appreciate it. That'd be very much. You can always use the something that we're talking to you guys about yesterday beforehand. Really Yes. Yes. My last name is actually long. Really easy to remember. So, like, what year are you in? I'm a senior. I'm graduating in May. Yeah, we all know each other's going to be president of Yeah, but as I mean, last time was really enjoyable that we came here, and this time it's even more. I was just I ended up setting my goals way too high. I was trying to invent a like standard measure of and by doing that, having a standard packaging format, trying to adapt and and then that I came up with the packaging format, and I got scrapers working for my university site, and I started working on toppings. But my team was working on like half front end, half back end, and we got the entire front end done 10 days before. And so we had essentially a blank website. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I got nice to meet you guys. Our party ended pretty soon. Thank you, appreciate it. We'll do, yeah, we'll probably be in touch pretty soon. Where are you guys next again? Peace. Rick? Well, something information security, something. We're both seniors. We'll be in touch.
Why so complicated?
I know that I'm so I try It's supposed to be.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You guys want to have a seat, maybe? Alright, so that was a pretty amazing morning of demonstrations, technical difficulties notwithstanding. So we're going to start with our sponsored prizes first, and we're going to go more or less in order here, but before we get to this list, we have Darius from the Social Innovation Lab. He's going to remind you about his prize and let you know who won.
Hi, I'm Darius from Hopkins Social Innovation Lab. As I mentioned on Friday, we're an incubator helping students transform their ideas into an impact, making a difference in the lives of people here in Baltimore or around the world. We have an application cycle open now where you can apply with your idea by October 1st. So what I want to do is just call out and highlight 4 of the teams that have just demonstrated a great use and thought toward improving lives, and then one of those teams, which will be an automatic finalist, to join our incubator. And once I'm done, I'll stand over here, and the teams I'll call out, please come by and get my information so I can catch up with you. But I'd just like to recognize the 4 teams that I think did an outstanding job in the social realm: Checkup, AirPoint, A-Team Builder, and Mold Sniffer. And the social innovation winner for this HopHacks, who will be an automatic finalist to join our incubator, is Mold Sniffer. Congrats,
So just as a reminder, everybody from those teams, please check in with Darius when we're done here so he has your information. Okay, so next up, mission data.
Hey, I'm Todd from Mission Data. We spoke to you guys briefly on Friday, and just real quick, our project is for the best user experience. And just as a quick reminder, we're a software development shop. We have a couple offices mainly in the DC area. We're looking for summer interns and full-time hires starting in the summer. So if you're interested, we're going to be at the Career Fair on October 2nd. So come check us out there. And you saw our stuff by flying around, so if I have email addresses and whatnot, and reach out. But the best user experience, to me, is about an application that really thinks about the person who's using it in the end, making that experience good for them, possibly changing, think about the experience in trying to solve a problem for that end person. And for me, the people who did that kind of the best were the team from Crossroads. So congratulations to you guys. Conveniently for review, there's 4 $25 gift cards there. So. But they did a great job of really thinking about how that person wants to go through a very simple process to get to an end result very quickly, low friction, just get the job done and move on and go out and have fun or whatever you're trying to do. So, good job. Thank you. Thank
Hey, folks. Without too much further ado, the winner of the best use of Google APIs is the same team that was just up here before, Crossroads. Nexus 7 tablet for them, and we're also going to be sending along 3 Chromecasts, so everyone gets something on the team. So, congratulations.
And Bloomberg.
Hey, my name is Wolfgang. This is my colleague Soren, and I was here with Rob, Buse, Amy, and Alexander. And we're from Bloomberg. I just wanted to thank you all for making this an awesome weekend for us. We loved seeing all you hack, and we loved seeing all these great minds at work doing pretty cool things. And with that, I'm going to pass it to Soren.
To announce our prize for the best use of financial or economic data, I'd like to invite on stage our summer intern Harish to make the announcement.
Probably the easiest way to get done is don't do anything. And the winner is Portnoy.
Okay, so the guys that we just spoke to, Vignesh, Ravi, and the team, your prize is 4 GoPro cameras for each of you. We'll take your shipping address and then we'll have them shipped to you. Also, just come on stage.
Wow.
And before we leave, we have a tech talk coming here. It's on September 23rd. One of our senior managers is going to come here and talk about the use of machine learning and other techniques on our virtual fixed income platform. I do encourage all of you to attend that. We'll also be here for the career fair on October 2nd, so please come and see us. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So now we'll have Separate and also the MLA tool.
Hey everyone, so awesome hacks. Everybody had a lot of fun over the weekend helping out and seeing your demos. First I'll start with the MLH prize. This one will go out to Airport. Super cool. You can get them to them?
Yeah, we can get it to them.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
They're giving the answers.
Awesome. Share a question, Emily?
Yeah.
And now for the best use of the Segment API, I was really impressed with the action links and debugging actually, so softbox, you guys want to apply some things? Thanks.
And now from Living Wave Media.
Hey guys, I'm Dane. We wanted to go with the team, smaller team. We're a pretty small team, and do a lot of stuff with data. So, to make it quick, we chose Wikitranslate. We like, this one apparently.
Make sure you start texting like that.
Yes. Flip the phone for the pictures. Yeah, no, she's got the press, so. Yeah, congrats. I'd like to swap info so that we can kind of talk through the future of the project. So. Oh, there we go.
English that you guys have.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So I'm Nate. I'm Adam. It's Adam. Facebook. Before we start, just a reminder: we are looking for people to apply for internships and full-time job opportunities. We'll be here after. If you're interested in anything, please come talk to us.
So I was really excited to see all the teams this weekend. So many teams using Parse, Facebook's SDKs, APIs. Many of you have never done it before. Really awesome. Really psyched to see you guys trying it out and playing around with those. So our prize is for the best use of our development tools all across the board, and that's going to go to SnapPeek. We're using Facebook login, personalizing the app experience with it. Come on, Al, yep. Personalizing the app experience. Using parts in the back end to store their data, store their photos, and then sending push notifications to bring users back into the app. So congratulations, guys. And we have swag for each of you. So hats, towels. Setting the whole hats and towels for the photos, and then we have umbrellas and drinking glasses. So I don't know about the photos, but yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Hey, so I'm Morgan from Epic. Since Epic has the patient at heart, I tried to pick a team that I think facilitated the best communication between the patient and the physician, and that team was Check.
All right.
All right.
You guys stop.
Alright, so that was all our sponsors, and once again, a huge hand for our sponsors. We could not be Alright, so now for the drum roll. Okay, we're going to start with honorable mention.
I didn't know if I was
All right. So I just found out that I'm announcing all the grand prizes. First thing I want to say on behalf of the judges is this was really a tough decision because we saw so many awesome ideas, and it's just really hard in 3 minutes to sort out between all of you exactly who did what and how difficult and how creative. But in the end, we did manage to come up with some decisions. And so one of the things we wanted to do is to make sure that we captured all the teams that we thought really had done interesting work. So we, in addition to having first, second, and third, we're actually adding honorable mention. So let me start with the honorable mention. And so the honorable mention goes to Sheepinator. I have to say, I'm of an age, I don't quite get it, but really proud like this. Okay, so then moving up the list. So we decided that we had a tie for third place. So we're going to have two teams with the third place prize. And those two teams are Mole Sniffer and Swoosh. Come on up.
You're all from Hawkins? All right, you can announce later.
Okay, so we expect, dual awards, so we only have so many medals on hand, but we will get our Hopkins students their medals later. And And where are you guys from? I'm from Penn State. Penn State and
Gotcha.
Towson. And Towson. Awesome.
It's you. And we're gonna get you guys all together, smoosh together.
Smoosh together.
Thank you. We will be in contact about your actual money awards. Just don't have it on hand.
This is called the checks in the mail. All right. So, second prize goes to Airpoint.
You missed out. We'll Photoshop them in later.
Yeah.
We'll put them after this.
All right. And so now the moment that you've all been waiting for 36 hours, find out who gets first prize of the HopHacks competition. As I said, it was a difficult choice to make. Lots of really cool stuff going on. But I thought one of the teams really demonstrated a really broad, impressive use of computing and mathematical skill, a really compelling application. My fellow judges agreed. And that team is HopHacks.
So, in addition to the medals and the money award, MLH has also given us these Dell tablets for each of the team members.
Yeah.
And just on behalf of the judges, again, congratulations on all the teams. It's really impressive to see what you guys put together in 36 hours. So congratulations to all of you in addition to
Pretty much all weekend taking pictures of you guys. HopHacks Fall 2014. We will be back in early spring semester, so keep an eye out for the announcements, and I'm sure we'll find some way to make it bigger and better than ever.
Before you leave, I want to get one last round of applause for Joanne, who really has been the driving force. All right, go get some sleep. Continuing our conversation.